My sainted mother! The carriage has stopped. Someone's getting out. A lady.
Are you sure it's the Queen's carriage?
It's pure white. The horses are pure white. It's plainly and obviously a bridal carriage. Merlin, here's a calamity. Guinevere's carriage is halted below the hill.
I know, I remembered she would.
But it was officially arranged for her to stop here at the top of the hill. Royal brides are always greeted atop the hill. What should we do?
Oh, dunce, sound the trumpet, assemble a court, and march to the bottom.
It's wildly untraditional.
I hereby proclaim that henceforth all new queens shall be at the foot of the hill. There, a brand new tradition. Does that solve it?
Sound the trumpets! We shall greet Lady Guinevere at the foot of the hill in the traditional fashion.
Arthur, come down out of the tree. Your Majesty, I know you're up there. Come down at once. Wart, come down at once. You're perfectly safe. There's no one here.
Why so angry, Merlin? I know you are because you called me Wart.
Yes, Wart, your schoolboy's nickname. What? That's what your behavior warrants. Come down, perched in the tree, trying to look at your queen. Will you never learn patience?
I'm the king. Others must learn patience. Tell me, Merlin, is she beautiful?
I don't recall.
Oh, rubbish. You're pretending that you don't see into the future?
When you live backwards in time as I do, and you have the future to remember as well as the past, occasionally you do forget a face.
Merlin, as your king, I command you to tell me if...
She's beautiful.
Quite? Or very?
Very.
Oh. Merlin, why have you never taught me love and marriage?
Don't scramble them together that way. They're two different things. Besides, I did give you a lesson once, but your mind was as usual elsewhere. You'd better heed me well from now on. I shan't be here long.
Why not?
I told you I'm due to be bewitched by a nymph named Nimue, who will steal my magic powers and seal me in a cave for several centuries.
Nimue. Fiddlesticks. Whenever you're displeased with me, you threaten me with this creature Nimue.
It's not a threat. It will happen.
But when you know that she is near, change yourself into a bat.
One cannot escape fate. She would come as a female bat.
Merlin, do you remember when I was a boy and you changed me into a hawk? What a feeling, flying through the air. Do it again, one last time. Make me a hawk, one last soar through the sky.
So you can soar through the sky to her carriage, see her through the window. No.
Merlin, there are times when I insist that you remember who I am. You will do as I tell you. Make me a hawk, or I'll have your head cut off.
It's you who keep forgetting who you are. Think of the joy you brought to Camelot. A radiant young princess, never before out of her castle, come by treaty to bring peace between people. A royal marriage, a new queen, and where's the king? Swinging in a tree. Thank heaven history never knew. Thank heaven Mallory and Tennyson never found out. Thank heaven your people are not aware of your behavior. Now go back to the castle. At once!
My people indeed. As if they gave a thought to what I'm doing tonight. Oh, good and loyal subjects of the crown, are you really peering up at the castle with a question mark in each eye, throbbing with curiosity about the king's humor on his prenuptial night? Yes, you are. That's precisely what you're doing. Every last blessed one of you. I know what my people are thinking tonight, as home through the shadows they wander. Everyone smiling in secret delight. They stare at the castle and ponder. Whenever the wind blows this way, you can almost hear everyone say, I wonder what the king is doing tonight. What merriment is the king pursuing tonight? The candles at the court, they never burned as bright. Oh, I wonder what the king is up to tonight. How goes the final hour as he sees the bridal bower being regally and legally prepared? Well, I tell you what the king is doing tonight. He's scared. He's scared. You mean that a king who fought a dragon, whacked him in two and fixed his wagon, goes to be wed in terror and distress? Yes. A warrior who's so calm in battle, even his armor doesn't rattle, faces a woman petrified with fright? Right. You mean that appalling clamoring that sounds like a blacksmith hammer and is merely the banging of his royal knees? Please. You wonder what the king is wishing tonight. He's wishing he were in Scotland fishing tonight. What occupies his time while waiting for his bride? He's searching high and low for some place to hide. And oh, the expectation, the sublime anticipation he must feel about the wedding night to come. Well, I tell you what the king is feeling tonight. He's numb, he shakes, he queals, he quakes, and that's what the king is doing tonight.
be carried off, or better still, cause a little war. Where are the simple joys of maidenhood? Are these sweet, gentle pleasures gone for good? Shall a few not begin for me? Shall gift not gild their king for me? Where are the trivial joys? On less convivial joys? Where are the simple joys of
£1,000 pardons, milady. Wait, please, don't run. I won't harm
You
you.
lie! You leap at me and throw me to the ground!
But I won't do any such thing.
Well, then you twist my arm and tie me to a tree.
But I won't.
Well, then you swing me over your shoulder and carry me off.
No, I swear it. By the sword Excalibur, I swear I won't touch you.
Why not? Well, how dare you insult me in this fashion? Do my looks repel you?
Oh, no. You're beautiful.
Well, then, we're alone. I'm completely defenseless. What sort of a cad are you? Apologize at once.
Oh, I apologize. I'm not certain what I've done, but from the depths of my heart, I apologize.
Oh, I think I know. You heard me praying.
Well, I couldn't help it, milady. You prayed rather loudly.
And you know who I am?
You're Guinevere.
Oh, yes, of course. You're afraid because I may be your queen. That accounts for your respectful, polite, despicable behavior.
Well, milady, I would not harm you for any reason. And as for what to do with you, well, I'm at a loss. I know you are to be queen and that I should escort you back to your carriage, but at the same time, you're a maiden in genuine distress. It's chivalry versus country, and I can't quite determine which call to obey.
Well, you'd better decide quickly, or they'll soon reach the carriage and discover I'm gone. And then all of Camelot will be searching for me. Or at least that will be exciting. Oh, unless, of course, everyone in Camelot is like you, and they all go home to deliberate.
Where is Merlin? He usually senses when I need him, and he appears. Why does he fail me now?
Who?
Oh, Merlin, my teacher. He would know immediately what to do. You see, I'm not accomplished at thinking, so I have Merlin do it for me. He's the wisest man alive. He lives backwards.
I beg your pardon?
He lives backwards. You know, he doesn't age, he youthens. He can remember the future, so he can tell you what you'll be doing in it. Do you understand?
Of course I don't understand. But if you mean he's some sort of fortune teller, oh, I'd give a year in paradise to know mine. I can never return to my own castle. Oh, and I absolutely refuse to go on to that one.
You refuse to go on ever?
Ever? Well, my only choice is to... Don't stare. It's rude. Who are you?
Well, actually, they call me Ward.
What? What a ridiculous name. Are you sure you heard them properly?
It's a nickname. It was given to me when I was a boy.
Oh, you're rather sweet in spite of your name. Oh, and I didn't think I'd like anyone in Camelot. Imagine riding 7 hours in a carriage on the verge of hysteria, and then seeing that horrible castle in the distance and running away, and then having a man plop from a tree like an overripe apple. You must admit, for my first day away from home, it is quite a plateful. Oh, if only I were not alone. Wart, why don't you... Is it really Wart?
Yes.
Wart, why don't you run away with me?
I run away with you?
Of course, as my protector. Oh, naturally, I would be brutalized by strangers. I expect that. Oh, but it would be dreadful if there were no one there to rescue me. Oh, think of it. We can travel the world. France, Scotland, and Spain.
Oh, what a dream you spin, milady, and how easily I could be caught up in it, but... I can't. To serve as your protector would satisfy the prayers of the most fanatic cavalier alive, but... I must decline.
You forced me to stay.
No, not at all.
But you know you're the only one I know in Camelot. Well, who else can I turn to?
Well, milady, if you persist in escaping, I shall find somebody trustworthy and brave to accompany you.
Then do so immediately. There's not much time.
Oh, but do look around you, milady. Reconsider. Camelot is unique. We have an enchanted forest where the fairy queen Morgan Le Fay lives in an invisible castle. Most unusual. We have a talking owl named Archimedes, highly original. We have unicorns with silver feet, the rarest kind, and we have far and away the most equitable climate in all the world, ordained by decree, extremely uncommon.
Oh, come now.
It's true. It's true. The crown has made it clear. The climate must be perfect. For the year, a law was made a distant moon ago here. July and August cannot be too hot. And there's a legal limit to the snow here in Camelot. The winter is forbidden till December, and exits March the 2nd on the dot. My water summer lingers through September in Camelot. 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 I know it sounds a bit bizarre, but in Camelot, Camelot, that's how conditions are. The rain may never fall till after sundown. By 8 the morning fog must disappear. In short, there's simply not a more congenial spot for happily ever aftering than here in Camelot.
And I suppose that the autumn leaves fall in neat little piles?
Oh, no, milady. They blow away completely. At night, of course.
Of course.
Camelot. Camelot. I know it gives a person pause. But in Camelot, Camelot, those are the legal laws. The snow may never slush upon the hillside. By 9 p.m. the moonlight must appear. In short, there's simply not a more congenial spot for happily ever aftering than here in Camelot.
There she is!
What, please? Oh.
Your Majesty. Forgive me, I did not see you for a moment.
When I was a lad of 18, our dear King Pendragon died in London and left no one to succeed him. Nothing but a sword which was stuck in an anvil and stood on a stone. Written on the sword in letters of gold it read, "Whoso pulleth out this sword from his stone and anvil is right-wise king, born of all England. Many chaps tried to dislodge it, but none could. And finally, a great tournament was proclaimed for New Year's Day so that all the mightiest knights in the kingdom would be gathered together at one time to have a go at the sword. I went to London as squire to my cousin, Sir Kay. On the morning of the great tournament, Kay discovered that he had left his hoard at home and gave me a shilling to ride back and fetch it. So on my way through London, I passed a square, and there I saw a stone where a sword was rising from it. Not thinking very quickly, I thought it was a war memorial. The square was deserted, so I decided that I would save myself a trip and borrow it. So I tried to pull it out, I failed, I tried again, I failed again. And finally, I closed my eyes, and with all my force, tried one last time. And slowly, it moved in my hand. It slid from the stone. I heard a great roar, and when I opened my eyes, the square was filled with people shouting, "Long live the king! Long live the king!" And I looked down at the sword in my hands, and I saw the blade gleaming with letters of gold. That's how I became king. I never knew I would be. I never wanted to be. And since I am, I have been ill at ease in my crown until I dropped from that tree and my eyes beheld you. And suddenly, for the first time, I felt I was king. I was glad to be king. And most astonishing of all, I wanted to be the wisest, most heroic, most splendid king who had ever sat on any throne. If you will follow me, milady, I will arrange for a carriage to escort you back to your father. This way.
I hear it never rains till after sundown. By 8, the morning fog must disappear. In short, there's simply not a more congenial spot for happy ever aftering than here in Camelot. I'm afraid, Your Majesty.
Afraid?
Well, marriage is rather frightening, isn't it?
I must confess, your ladyship, that the thought did occur to me. But now suddenly the thought of not marrying seems infinitely more terrifying.
What would have happened if we hadn't? To the treaty?
Well, it would have been broken. War would have been declared.
War? Over me? Oh, how simply marvelous!
At last, he's ambitious at last. How foolish of me not to have realized sooner. He didn't need a lecture, he needed a queen. All his life I've tried to teach him to think.
Who are you talking about, Merlin?
Oh, Arthur. Then over the hill comes his fated maiden, and for her he wants to be Caesar and Solomon. I tell you, Dinadan, I'd waited years for this moment, and now it begins. What a joy it will be to watch, to see him putting together the pieces of his destiny. Oh, it won't go quickly. 1 year, 2 years. What does it matter? I can see a night 5 years from now.
Go on. What about 5 years from now?
Oh, yes, after the Battle of Bedegraine. That's the night it will happen.
That's the night. What will happen?
I can't remember. That voice, don't you hear it?
What voice?
Nimue, is it you? Please, not yet. I must find out what will happen to her. Nimue, so it's you. Must you steal my magic now? Couldn't you have waited a bit longer? Oh, wait. Have I told him everything he should know? Did I tell him of Lancelot? I did. But Lancelot and Guinevere. Did I warn him of Lancelot and Guinevere and Mordred? Mordred? I didn't tell him of Mordred, and I must. Oh, Nimue, wait. I remember nothing of Lancelot and Guinevere and Mordred. It's all gone. My magic is gone. I can only wish for you in ignorance like everyone else. Reign long and reign happily. Oh, and Ward, please remember to think.
You cannot deny the facts. Did I or did I not pledge to you 5 years ago that I would be the most splendid king who had ever sat on any throne?
You did.
And in those 5 years, have I become the most splendid king who has ever sat on any throne?
You have.
Rubbish, I have not, and you know it well. I'm nothing of what I pledged you I would be, Jenny. I'm a failure, and that's that.
Oh, Arthur, it's not true. You're the greatest warrior in England.
But for what purpose? Might isn't always right, Jenny.
Oh, nonsense, dear. Of course it is. To be right and lose couldn't possibly be right.
Well, yes. Might and right, battle and plunder. See, that's what keeps plaguing me. Merlin used to frown on battles, and yet he always helped me win them. But sure, that's a clue if I could only follow it. I'm always walking down this winding, dimly lit road, and in the distance, I see this outline of a thought, like the shadow on a hill. So I fumble and I stumble after it, and finally I reach the bottom of it, and the hill is gone, not there at all. And then in the distance, I hear this small voice calling out, "Go back, Arthur. It's too dark for you to be out thinking."
Oh, my poor love. Let me see you do it. Walk out loud.
All right. Proposition. It is far better to be alive than dead.
Oh, far better.
Now, if this is so, then why do we have battles where people can get killed?
I don't know. Do you?
Well, yes, because somebody attacks.
Oh, of course, Arthur. That's very clever of you. But why do they attack?
Jenny, there's something that I never told you for fear that you would not believe me.
Oh, how silly, Arthur. I would never not believe you.
Well, you know that Merlin brought me up, taught me everything I know, but do you know how?
How?
By changing me into animals.
Oh, I don't believe it.
There, you see? But it's true, though. I was everything from a beaver, a bobolink, an ant. From everything and every animal, Merlin wanted me to learn something. For instance, before he made me a hawk, he told me that while I would be soaring through the sky, if I would look down at the earth, I would discover something.
Well, what did you discover?
Nothing. Merlin was furious. And yet this evening, on my way home while I was thinking, I suddenly realized that when you're in the air looking down at the ground, there are no boundaries, no borders, and yet that is what somebody always is attacking about. And you win by pushing them back across something that doesn't exist.
It is odd, isn't it?
Proposition. We have battles for no reason at all. But why? Why?
Oh, because knights love them. They adore charging in and whacking away. It's splendid fun. You've said so yourself often.
Well, yes, it is splendid fun. But that doesn't quite seem to be reason enough.
Oh, I think it is. And from a woman's point of view, it's wonderfully exciting to see your knight in armor riding bravely off into battle. Oh, especially when you know he'll be home safe in one piece for dinner.
That's it. That's it. It's the armor, of course. Yes, I forgot that. Only knights are rich enough to bedeck themselves in armor so they can declare war when it suits them, go clod-hopping about the countryside, slicing up peasants and foot soldiers, because peasants and foot soldiers are not equipped with armor. All that can happen to a knight is an occasional dent. Proposition. Wrong or right, they have the might. So wrong or right, they're always right, and that's wrong, right?
Absolutely.
Is that why Merlin always helped me to win? To take all this might that's been knocking about the world and do something with it? But what?
Yes,
What?
What?
No, it's gone. Thought as hard as I can, and I can walk no further. There, you see, Jenny, I'm still not a king. I win every battle and accomplish nothing. When the Greeks won, they made a civilization. I'm not creating any civilization. I'm not even sure I'm civilized.
Oh, dear Arthur, you mustn't belabor yourself like this. Let us have a quiet dinner, and then after, if you like, you may stroll again.
Bless you. Jenny, suppose we create a new order of chivalry.
Pardon?
A new order. A new order where might is only used for right, to build instead of destroy. And we'll invite all the knights in the kingdom, good or bad, to lay down their arms and come and join. Yes. Yes. We'll take one of the large rooms at the castle and we'll put a table in it. And then all the knights will gather at the table.
And do what?
Talk. Discuss, make laws, plan improvements.
Oh, really, Arthur? Do you think the knights would ever want to do such a peaceful thing?
We'll make it a great honor, very fashionable, so that everyone will want to do it. And then all the new knights of my order will ride all over the world, still dressed in armor and whacking away. That will give them an outlet for wanting to whack. But they'll whack only for good. Defend virgins, restore what's been put wrong in the past, help the oppressed, might for right. That's it, Jenny. Not might is right. Might for right.
Oh, it sounds superb.
Yes, and civilized. Page, it will create a whole new generation of knights. Young men, not old, burning with zeal and ideals. Tell the heralds to mount the towers. And have them bring their trumpets. Oh, and assemble the court in the yard. Send word there is to be a proclamation.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Arthur, it will have to be an awfully large table. And won't there be jealousy? I mean, all your knights will be claiming superiority and wanting to sit at the head.
Well, then we'll make it a round table so that there is no head.
Oh, my father has one that would be perfect. It seats 150. It was given to him once as a present, and he never uses it.
Jenny, have I had a thought? Am I at the hill, or is it only a mirage?
Herald's await, Your Majesty. Shall I give them the signal, Your Majesty?
Oh, no, wait. I could be wrong, Jenny. The whole idea may be absurd. If only Merlin were here, he would know for certain. Knights at a table.
A round table.
Yeah, round table, yes. Might for right. A new order of chivalry. Knights gallivanting around the countryside like angels in armor, swords, swinging apostles, battling to stuff out evil. Why, it's naive. It's adolescent. It's infantile. It's juvenile. It's folly. It's
marvelous.
Yes, it's marvelous. Simply marvelous. Page, give the signal.
Yes, Your Majesty.
We'll send the heralds riding through the country. Tell every living person far and near.
That there is simply not in all the world a spot where rules of war is splendid
I heard your call. Camelot, Camelot, and here am I to give my all. I know in my soul what you expect of me, and all that and more I shall be. A knight of the Table Round should be invincible. Succeed where less fantastic man would fail. Climb a wall no one else can climb. Cleave a dragon in record time. Swim a moat in a coat of heavy iron mail. No matter the pain, he ought to be unwincible. Impossible deeds should be his daily fare. But where in the world is there in the world a man so extraordinaire? C'est moi, I'm forced to admit 'tis I humbly reply, that mortal who these marvels can do, c'est moi, 'tis I. I've never lost in battle or game, I'm simply the best by far. When swords are crossed, 'tis always the same, one blow and au revoir. C'est moi, so admirably fit, a French Prometheus unbound. And here I stand with valor untold, exceptionally brave, amazingly bold, to serve at the Table Round. The soul of a knight should be a thing remarkable. His heart and his mind is pure as morning dew. With a will and a self-restraint, that's the envy of every saint. He could easily work a miracle or two. To love and desire he ought to be unsparkable. The ways of the flesh should offer no allure. But where in the world is there in the world a man so untouched and pure? C'est moi, I blush to disclose I'm far too noble to lie. That man in whom these qualities bloom, c'est moi, 'tis I. I've never strayed from all I believe, I'm blessed with an iron will. Had I been made the partner of Eve, we'd be in Eden still. C'est moi, the angels have chose to fight their battles below. And here I stand as pure as a prayer, incredibly clean, with virtue to spare. The godliest man I know, c'est moi.
Can I bring him to, Lancelot? You gave him a shattering blow. Why, the echo broke several branches of the trees.
There's water in the flask. Toss it in his face and hurry. Oh, King Arthur, what caliber of man you must be to have conceived of the table, to have created a new order of life. I worship you before knowing you. No harm must befall you. Beware, enemies of Arthur, do you hear? Beware. From this moment on, you answer to me.
Oh, what a blow. What a blow. Magnificent. Simply magnificent.
Now that you have recovered, sir, I bid you good day. And remember, the next time you raise a spear at me, you challenge the right arm of King Arthur.
Wait. Wait.
I am King Arthur.
The king.
Almost the late king.
I struck you? Oh my God! Your Majesty, I am Lancelot du Lac. I heard of your new order in France and came to join you. Oh, I beg your Majesty to forgive me, not because I deserve it, but because by forgiving me, I'll suffer more.
Well, really, my dear chap, I don't want you to suffer at all. I want to congratulate you. Please rise, and you too, Squire.
I cannot, your Majesty. I am too ashamed to lift my head.
Then I command you. I tell you, I've never felt a bash in the chest like it. It was spectacular. Where did you learn to do it?
My skill comes from training, your Majesty. My strength from purity.
Oh. A most unique recipe, I must say.
He's a unique young man, Your Majesty. Why, at the age of 14, he could defeat any jouster in France. His father, King Ban, made me his squire when he was...
King Ban. Benwick? What did you say your name was?
Lancelot du Lac, Your Majesty.
Lancelot. Lancelot? Yes, my word, you're Lancelot! Of course, yes, I was told you were coming.
You were told, Your Majesty.
Yes, by Merlin, our court magician. He said to me one day, Arthur, keep your eye out for Lancelot du Lac from the castle of Joyous Gard. He will come to the court of Camelot, and he will be... what was it?
Your ally, if you'll take me. Your friend who asks not friendship. Your defender when you need one, whose heart is already filled with you, whose body is your sword to brandish. Did he prophesy that, Your Majesty? For all that, I am.
Well, it's certainly more than one could hope for, more than one could ask.
Then you'll accept me?
Oh, yes, without hesitation. We must arrange for your knighthood immediately.
No, Your Majesty. Not immediately. Not till I have proven myself. All you know of me now is words. Invest me because of deeds, sire. Give me an order.
Now?
Yes, now, this moment. Send me on a mission. Let me perform for you. Is there some wrong I can right, some enemy I can battle, some peril I can undertake?
Well, there's really not much going on today. This is the 1st of May, and the Queen and some of her court have gone a-maying. I was on my way to surprise her when you surprised me.
Gone a-maying, Your Majesty?
Yes, it's sort of a picnic, you know. You eat grapes, chase girls around trees.
A picnic, Your Majesty?
Yes, it's a custom that we have here. England, you know. The time for flower gathering.
Knights gathering flowers, Your Majesty?
But somebody has to do it.
But with so much to be done.
Precisely because there is so much to be done.
Of course, sire.
Besides, it's civilized. Civilization should always have some gentle hobbies. And I want you to meet the Queen.
I should be honored. Dad, take the horses to the castle, feed them, and dress them for battle.
For battle? But there's no one to fight today.
One never knows, Your Majesty. Enemies seldom take holidays.
No, I suppose not. You know, Merlin...
What is it, Your Majesty? Have I offended you? Did I say something that displeased you?
Oh, no, Lancelot, no. I suddenly remembered what it was that Merlin said. How strange, how wondrous. He told me that you would become the greatest knight ever to sit at my table. But that was long before I'd even thought of a table, so he knew that it would exist. I thought he meant a dining table, but he meant this, the round table. And I have stumbled on my future. I have done the right thing.
Did you ever doubt it, Your Majesty?
Of course I did. Only fools never doubt. Welcome, Lancelot. Bless you for coming, and welcome to the round table.
lovely month of May. That lovely month when everyone goes blissfully astray. Tra-la, it's here, that chocolate time of year, when tons of wicked little thoughts merrily appear. It's May, that gorgeous holiday, when every maiden prays that her lad will be a cad. It's mad, it's gay, alive and list display. Those dreary vows that everyone takes, everyone breaks, everyone makes divine mistakes. The lusty month of May. Whence this fragrance wafting through the air? What sweet feelings does it send transmute? Whence this perfume floating everywhere? Don't you know it's that dear forbidden fruit? Tra-la-la-la.
It's mad, it's gay, the libelous display. Those fairy flowers, everyone breaks, everyone mistakes the
Forgive the interruption. Has anyone here seen a beast with the head of a serpent, the body of a boar, and the tail of a lion, baying like 40 hounds?
On your knees, knight. You're in the presence of Her Majesty Guinevere, Queen of England.
Oh, really? How do you do, Your Majesty? We'll have to forego the bending. Beastly hinges need oiling. Been sleeping out for 18 years. You'll forgive, what? No, it isn't proper, but there you are. I'll be with you in a minute. Oh, it stopped raining.
Who are you, my lord?
Name of King Pellinore. May have heard of me, what? What? Oh, no matter. You say you haven't seen a beast with the head of a serpent, the body of a boar, and the tail...
Oh, please, I beg of you, don't describe it again. It sounds much too revolting. We've not seen it.
Called the questing beast, what? The curse of the Pellinores. Only a Pellinore can catch her. That is, or his next of kin. Train all the Pellinores with that in mind. A family tradition. A limited education, what? By the way, where am I now?
Oh, don't you know?
Haven't the foggiest. Oh, very easy to laugh, what? But nothing jocular about it to yours truly. Always rollicking about after that beastly beast. Never know where you are, no place to sleep. Rheumatism in the winter, sunstroke in the summer. All this horrid armor that takes hours to put on, then staying up all night polishing the beastly stuff. Oh, but I'm a Pellinore, haven't I? It's my fate. But sometimes I do wish I had a nice little house of my own with beds in it and sheets and pillows and... Oh, come, be a man, be a man. Oh, now, where did you say I was?
Well, I didn't, but I will.
Oh, please do.
You're in Camelot.
Thank you, Camelot. Oh, Horace, look around. We've been through here before, haven't we? Oh, you wouldn't know. All you can see is hair. But I remember, spent a lovely day here. Oh, hello, you've changed your frock.
I'm here.
Oh, spent a lovely day here long ago with a nice young chap who used to change himself into a bunny rabbit. A name of Lord. Ever meet him, my lady?
Constantly. He's my husband, King Arthur of England.
Oh, by Jove, is he now? Yeah, that's my idea of getting on. Yours fondly thought he was grand, simply grand. Oh, I liked him much better when he was himself than when he was a bunny rabbit. Oh, he was a nice little, clean, domesticated bunny. But I always had the feeling he was mixing with some very funny bunnies. Do say hello to him for me, won't you? Well, won't take up any more of your time. Have to molic on, what? Oh, come, Horrid. Come. Do you remember what? Who used to change himself into a bunny rabbit? Well, he's changed himself into the King of England. No, I call that jolly clever.
My lord, I am sure the king would love to see you again. Wouldn't you care to spend the night?
Spend the night? Out of the way, you vicious beast.
Yes.
In a house?
In a bed.
A bed?
A feather bed.
Oh, would it have pillows?
Down pillows.
Oh, I'd love that. By Jove, I would. That's wonderfully kind of you, ma'am. Wonderfully. And could he sleep somewhere else?
Well, of course. Where would you like him to sleep?
Oh, anywhere around the castle will do. The moat might be nice for you. I really don't like him too much, you know. No earthly use to me. Oh, plays a bit of piano. Too much left paw. He's a bit of company, that's all. You see, Mrs. Queen, when you get down to brass tacks, he may look like an unmade bed, but actually he's a dog. Yes. A pointer. Only thing is, you never know which way he's pointing. Easily do without him.
Well, he shall sleep in the stable. Clarius, would you escort our guest to the castle?
With pleasure, my lady.
Oh, this is wonderfully kind of you, ma'am. Most grateful. Oh, what a glorious day. Oh, there's even a hint of summer in the air. Or is that you? Come on,
Mollicking about after that beastly beast. What?
What?
Oh, what a delightful surprise, Arthur.
What's happening, Jenny? Oh, I want you to meet the son of King...
Forgive us, Arthur. We have just encountered an absolute cartoon of a man called King Pellinore.
Oh, yes, Pellinore. Yes, I remember him from my boyhood. What a delicious fellow.
I've invited him to stay for the night.
Oh, splendid. Jenny, I want you to meet Lancelot du Lac.
My lord?
Your Majesty.
This is the Lancelot that Merlin spoke of. He's come all the way from France to become a knight of the Round Table.
Oh, well, welcome, my lord. I hope your journey was pleasant.
I am honored to be among you, Your Majesty, and allow me to pledge to Her Majesty my eternal dedication to this inspired cause.
Oh, thank you, my lord. Oh, how charming of you to join us, Arthur. This afternoon...
This splendid dream must be made a universal reality.
Oh, absolutely. It really must. Can you stay for lunch, Arthur?
I have assured His Majesty that he may call upon me at any time to perform any deed, no matter the risk.
Thank you, my lord. That is most comforting. Arthur, we...
I'm always on duty.
Yes, I can see that. Can you stay, Arthur?
With pleasure, my love. But I want you to hear about the new plan that we've been discussing. Explain it, Lancelot.
To Her Majesty, sire. Would Her Majesty not find the complicated affairs of chivalry rather tedious?
Well, not at all, my lord. I have never found chivalry tedious so far. May I remind you that the Round Table happens to be my husband's idea.
Any idea, however exalted, could be improved.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've suggested to His Majesty that he create a training program for knights.
Marvelous idea, isn't it?
A training program?
Yes, it's a program for training.
Yes, Your Majesty. There must be a standard established. An unattainable goal that with work becomes attainable, not only in arms, but in thought. An indoctrination of noble Christian principle.
And whose abilities would serve as the standard, my lord?
Certainly not mine, Your Majesty. It would not be fair.
Not fair. In what way?
I could never ask anyone to live by my standards, Your Majesty. To dedicate your life to the tortured quest for perfection in body and spirit. Oh no, I could never ask that of anyone.
Nor would I. Tell me, my lord, have you achieved perfection?
Physically, yes, Your Majesty. But the refining of the soul is an endless struggle.
Oh, I dare say. I do dare say. Do you mean you've never been defeated in battle or in tournament?
Never, Your Majesty.
Oh, I see. And I gather you consider it highly unlikely for it to happen in the future.
Highly, Your Majesty.
How was the channel? Did you have a rough crossing?
Now, tell me a little of your struggle for the perfection of the spirit.
I'd much rather that you heard about the training program, Jenny.
Oh, but I'm much more interested in his spirit and his noble Christian principles. Tell me, my lord, have you come to grips with humility lately?
Humility, Your Majesty.
Well, I think that we had better discuss the training program elsewhere, not here and not now. You look far too beautiful, my dearest, to have anything on your mind but frolic and flowers. Have a lovely day. And all of you, come, lads, quickly.
Good day, Your Majesty.
Good day to you, my lord.
By George, that Frenchman is an unpleasant fellow.
He seems to have the king wrapped around his finger.
And he's so poisonously good.
He probably walked across the channel.
Sir Dinnerden,
Your Majesty,
when is the next tournament?
a week from Saturday, Your Majesty.
And who are our three best jousters?
Sir Lionel, Sir Sagramore, and, with all humility, I, Your Majesty.
Milady, he shall have my challenge in the morning. And mine.
And mine.
Sir Dinnerden, do you recall the other night that I distinctly said you might serve as my escort at the next town fair? Well, I'm afraid there's someone who I must invite in place of you, someone who plainly is beyond compare. That Frenchman's power is more tremendous than I have ever seen anywhere. And when a man is that stupendous, he by right should take me to the fair.
Your Majesty, let me tilt with him and smite him. Don't refuse me so abruptly, I implore. Oh, give me the opportunity to fight him, and Gaul will be divided once more.
You will bash and thrash him?
I will smash and bash him.
Oh, you'll give him trouble?
He will be rubble.
A mighty whack.
His skull will crack.
Well, then you may take me to the fair. If you can carry out your program. In fact, my heart would break if you not take me to the fair. Sir Sagamore, I have some rather painful news relative to the subject who's to be beside me at the next court ball. You are the chosen one, I know, but a tradition it should go to the unquestioned champion in the hall. And I'm convinced that splendid Frenchmen can easily conquer one and all. And best in all our local henchmen, they should sit beside me at the ball.
I'm to give you my report or invitation. I swear to you, your talent will be bad. And when I finish off the operation, I'll serve it to your highness of
You'll pierce right through him.
I'll barbecue him.
A wicked thrust
Dust to dust.
from fore to aft.
He'll feel a draft.
Well then, you may sit by me at the ball if you demolish him in battle. In fact, I know I'd cry were you not mine. Sir Lionel, didn't I promise that you may guide me to London on the day that I go out to judge the cattle show? As it is quite a nasty ride, there must be someone at my side who will be defending me from beast and foe. So when I choose whom I prefer go, I take the strongest knight I know. And young Dulax's strongest hero, he should take me to the cattle show.
Your Majesty can't believe this busting prattle. Let him prove it
with a sword or lance instead. I promise you when I've done this gory battle, his shoulders will be lonesome from his head.
You'll disconnect him.
I'll vivisect him.
You'll open mine him.
I'll subdivide him.
Oh, dear. Then you, me, guide me to the show. If you can carry out your program, in fact I grieve inside for you, not my
The lady we shall put an end to a Gaelic bag of noise and nerve. When we do all that we intend to, he'll be a plate of French hors
I do applaud your noble goals. Now let us see if you achieve them. And if you do, then you will either give to the ball to the show and take me to
I've got you now, Pelly.
Not yet. Yours hopefully hasn't given up yet. We Pellinors are tenacious. Once I get my teeth into something, I sometimes have to leave them there. Oh, fish cakes.
Now, if you lose, you'll owe me Italy, Spain, and Egypt.
When did I lose Spain?
Last night.
I never lost Spain.
Think, Pelly, think.
Oh, so I did. Yeah, bosh. Who wants it anyway? Filthy place, Spain. Oh, all that heel-clicking nonsense. Stepping on bugs, that's what they're doing, what?
Come along, Pelly, don't try to rattle me with your amusements. It's your turn. Get on with it.
Yes.
Bravo, Arthur! I agree completely. Let armor fight armor. Let knights fight fairly. It is not chivalry when only peasants get killed. Bravo!
Well, it's certainly more civilized. Well, Pelly, I'm waiting.
Oh, yes.
C'est magnifique, Arthur! When our knights go abroad through the land, our enemies will know what they have to face. No more immunity, death or reformation. C'est merveilleux.
Ah, but read on. Come along, Pelly, either play or give up.
Ah, there.
The game is mine. Egypt is mine.
Oh, bulrushes. How can a chap make the right move with the town crier blasting away in his ear? I mean, really, old chap, I know this is important work you're doing, but couldn't you do it in your own room, what? Your own chambre de coucher.
I'm terribly sorry, Pellinor. I didn't mean to throw you off your game.
No apologies accepted, but really, old man, don't you ever do anything but run around the round table like a silly bunny rabbit? Oh, I beg your pardon, Arthur. I mean, have you no hobbies? Don't you ever go fishing? Collect things? Catch butterflies? Aren't you interested in astronomy or making models out of clay?
No, Pel, I'm not.
Have you ever tried putting a boat into a bottle?
Never.
I tell you, Arthur, if this is the sort of knight you intend to breed, you'll bore history to death. And furthermore, that idea of knights fighting knights is perfectly frightful. I mean, God's feet, what's the sense of being a knight if you can get killed like everyone else? Well, I guarantee you the chaps downstairs won't cotton on to this idea at all.
And all new ideas are resisted, Pelly, but they'll come round to it in time.
But take little ray of sunshine here. Never gets off it. Why can't he come home in the evening, hang up his sword and shield, and frolic about a bit, the way the other chaps do?
Be patient, Pelly, he will.
No, Arthur. I won't. Pellinor is quite right. I am irritating. I always will be. All fanatics are bores, Pellinor, and I'm a fanatic. Even when I was a child, I irritated the other children. I wanted to play their games, but I knew I could not. Even then, I was filled with a sense of divine purpose. I'm not saying I enjoy it. All my life, I've locked the world out. And you know, when you lock the world out, you lock yourself in.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind, Philly. I do. Are you truly satisfied with the proclamation, Max? Is there anything that you would like to change?
Not at all, Arthur. It's perfect. Of course, there are 1 or 2 changes I'd like you to consider.
Of course, naturally.
Oh, Jenny! Jenny, this is for you. What changes would you like to consider, Lance?
It's not pressing, Arthur. We can do it tomorrow.
But no, I want to hear about it now.
I'd rather not, if you'll excuse me.
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening, milady.
Tell me, while I was napping, did I miss any improvements in chivalry?
No, milady. If you'll excuse me.
My lord, when you're arranging things with God tonight, do be sure to give us nice weather tomorrow.
No one could refuse your wish, milady. Good night, sire. Good night, my lord.
Oh, good night, Lancelot. Good night. Good night. Oh, doesn't take after his father, I'll tell you that. I knew the old king, you know. Ah, good man. He was a 4-bottle man. Yeah, had a bad attack of liver the last time I saw him. Yellow as a buttercup. Horrible, horrible.
Jenny, why do you persist in baiting the boy?
Baiting? Oh, not at all. Haven't you heard his latest claim? He says he can perform miracles.
Miracles, what?
Oh, come now, both of you. It's obviously a figure of speech.
Oh, nonsense. He announced to the knights as clear as a bell that his purity gave him miraculous powers.
Purity, what?
And I tell you both clear as a bell that he was referring to his physical prowess, which is vast indeed.
Physical prowess? Well, we shall see about his physical prowess in the tournament tomorrow. Sagramore, Lionel, and Dinadan have all challenged him to a joust. 3 damn strong men.
He's accepted to fight all 3 on one and the same day?
Quite. I tell you, Arthur, in all my travels, I've never met anyone like him. Doesn't drink, has no lady, talks to no one but you and God, crammed full of religion. Oh, an all-round unpleasant fellow.
Pelly, please tell the Chamberlain the order of joust tomorrow will be Dinadan, Sagramore, and Lionel.
Very clever. The big chap last what? Oh, splendid arrangements are yours. Merrily can hardly wait. Oh, what a day. Oh, good night, Arthur. Good night, ma'am. Oh, the big one last, eh? Oh, you know, Mrs. Queen, you're a prince.
A note from Sir Lionel. I'm allowing him to carry my kerchief tomorrow.
Jenny, I would appreciate it if you would withdraw your permission from Sir Lionel.
Oh, at this late date, Arthur? Oh, it'd be rather awkward.
Well, then let Lancelot carry your kerchief against Sagramore.
Well, I promised it to Sagramore.
But then against Dinadan.
Oh, we asked so prettily, I couldn't refuse.
What? Oh, Jenny, this is absurd. There are issues involved here which obviously you have overlooked. It will appear to the court as if you're rooting for his downfall, championing Lancelot's defeat.
Oh, we don't know if he'll be defeated. Besides, he knocked you unconscious and you woke up his bosom friend. Perhaps he'll knock them out too and they'll all take a house by the sea together.
Jenny, at the risk of disappointing the other knights, I ask that you withdraw your permission from all.
Arthur, I believe you're jealous of the knights and their attentions towards me. Are you, my love?
Jealous? Jealous? What absolute rubbish. You know perfectly well that I'm delighted the court adores you. I'd be astonished if they didn't. And I trust you as I do God above, and they've carried your kerchief in battle 1,000. Jenny, you have dragged me off the subject, and I wish to get back on it now. Will you withdraw your permission?
Only if you command me as king.
And if I do, will you forgive me?
Never.
If I ask as your husband, will you as a favor?
No. The knights are against him, and I quite well agree with them. I find him just as overbearing and pretentious as they do.
But that is not the issue here. The issue is your kerchief. Can we not stay on the subject?
There's nothing more to be said. If the king wishes me to withdraw permission, let him command me. And yours humbly will graciously obey. What?
Now blast! Blast you, Merlin. This is all your fault. You swore that you had taught me everything from A to Z, with nary an omission in between. Well, I shall tell you what, you obviously forgot. That's how a ruler rules a queen. And what of teaching me by turning me from animal to bird, from beaver to the smallest bobolink? I should have had a whirl at changing to a girl to learn the way the creatures think. But
Wasn't there a night on a summer long gone by, we saw a couple wrangling away? And did I not say, Merlin, what if that chap were I? And did he not give counsel and say, what was it now? My mind's a wall. Oh yes, my Jove, now I recall. How to handle a woman. There's a way, said the wise old man, a way known by every woman since the whole rigmarole began. Do I flatter her? I begged him answer. Do I threaten or cajole or plead? Do I brood or play the gay romancer? Said he smiling, no indeed. How to handle a woman? Mark me well, I will tell you, sir. The way to handle a woman is to love her. Simply love her. Merely love her. Love her. Love her. What's wrong, Jenny? Where are you these days? What's happening? I don't understand you. But no matter. Merlin told me once, never be too concerned if you don't understand what a woman is thinking. They don't do it often. But what do you do while they're doing it? How to handle a woman? Mark me well, I will tell you, sir. The way to handle a woman is to love her. Simply love her. Merely love her. Love her. Love her.
I wish you success, my lord.
Thank you, my lord. Do you mean to be chivalrous or ironic?
Neither. I mean it truly.
Then save your wishes for your continuing good health.
Have you prayed, my lord?
I have, Sir Dinadan. I have prayed for us all.
How benevolent!
How benevolent.
Do you know what I should be thinking, Lancelot, when I see you on your horse? There he is, the Sermon on the Mount.
Sir Dinadan's in form and feeling in his prime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, we'll all have a glorious time.
Sir Sagramore is fit, and Sir Lionel feels sublime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, we'll
front and main.
Here he goes!
He's got a steady grip upon his rein.
Steady!
Steady! Soon, oh, try to gallop by him on the right.
On the right!
For that's the arm where you have all the might. On the right. By Jove, they're coming near. They're close. Sir Dinadan is raising up his spear. Oh, charge him, Dinadan.
Charge him!
You have him now, so charge him, Dinadan. Here comes the blow. Here comes the blow. Oh, no.
'Twas luck. That's all it was. Pure luck. Nothing more.
Sagramore! We'll even up the score.
The Frenchman struck him first, but the blow was not that great.
Sagramore will open up his paint.
Sir Sagramore is riding on the field.
Oh, there's the black. Yes, in the crimson of his shield.
There he goes. He's bending low and spurring on his steed.
There he goes!
He's charging him with rapid breaking speed.
Charge!
Sagramore will make his armor crack and split in two.
Whack him!
A mighty whack is all that you can do.
Whack him!
Now look you through the dust. Look, Sir Sagramore is ready for the thrust. And now they're circling round. Sir Sagramore will drive him to the ground. Here comes the blow. Here comes the blow. Oh no!
He did that rather well, don't you think, dear?
That horse of Sagramore's is too old.
But felling Dinadan with one blow, dear.
Sir Dinadan, I'm told, has a nasty cold.
Sir Lionel, oh charge him, throw him off his horse.
Go!
Oh show them me my English force. Down, Sir Lionel, I never ever ride as fast.
Yeah!
The Frenchman hopelessly outclassed. Yeah. The spear is in the air. I tell you, Lancelot hasn't got a prayer. The shield is much too low. A good hard thrust and downward he will go. Here comes the blow.
Arthur, a miracle. I mean, absolutely miraculous. Imagine restoring that chap to life. And that was a big chap, Arthur, an enormous big chap. I mean, however the boy did it, it took an enormous amount of whatever it has he uses. I say, I wonder if he could help my rheumatism. Or does he only go in for bigger things? I mean, from sleeping out all those years, I've got...
I don't know, Pelly, I don't know. Why don't you go in the hall and ask the boy himself? The walk will do you good and the quiet will do me good.
I say, Arthur, that's a bit snappy. Very well, I shall. I'll go down and see the fellows.
Wait, Pelly, It was a bit snappy. I apologize.
Of course, unimportant. Have a spot, what?
No, thank you. You've never been in love before, have you, Pelly?
No time, old man. I've been too busy chasing the beast. Now I'm not young enough. Or old enough.
And I'm too young and too old. Too old not to be uncertain about fears that may be phantom, and too young not to be tormented by them.
I don't know what you're talking about, Arthur. Oh, I say, ma'am, it was quite a day, what?
Yes, it was, Penny.
I must say, you were most generous with the boy, ma'am. I mean, when he stood there looking at you, and you stood there looking at him, it was very touching. Didn't you think so, Arthur?
Pelly, summon the Chamberlain. Tell him that there are to be festivities this evening.
Right.
Have him come to my study and bring the names of those awaiting knighthood.
Right. Festivities, eh? Well, I'd better nip over to the blacksmith's and pick up my formal togs.
You seem tired, Jenny.
Well, I am rather.
I'm sorry to put you through the rigors of a formal affair tonight, but I felt that Lance should be invested immediately.
Oh, I agree. I shall be all right.
Jenny, tomorrow, why don't you take Lady Anna and go to the lodge for a few days, She always amuses you with her gossip about the court. Then I'll join you for the weekend. It might be good for you to get away from knights and chivalry and round tables for a while, don't you think? Don't you think?
Oh, Lance, go away. Go away and don't come back.
Forgive me, milady. I didn't wish to disturb you, but I was told that Arthur wanted to see me.
Oh, I believe he does. And you're not disturbing me at all, Lancelot. You are to be knighted.
When, milady?
This evening?
I wish you would not.
Why?
I'm not worthy of it, milady. I don't deserve it.
Not deserve it? Lancelot, what greater wonder could you ever perform? Oh, no, I'm sure Arthur will insist. Now, if you'll wait here, I must change for dinner. Arthur will be right back.
Jenny, don't go. Jenny, I love you. God forgive me, but I do.
God forgive us both, Lance.
I have known it since the first afternoon. Not when we met, but when I walked away. When...
Oh, Lance! There you are, my boy. What a stunning achievement. And the court, oh, you could almost hear their hearts break open for you. Surely I may arrange for your knighthood now, huh? Unfortunately, sainthood is not in my power, huh?
I shall be honored, Arthur.
Before we throw ourselves into pomp and ritual, I think that we three should have a quiet drink together. That is, if you'll make an exception, Lance. Do you have any idea what effect the miracle will have on this country? When word of this gets round, of what has happened here, they'll come flocking to the round table from all ends of England, from Scotland, Wales, and all the knights and the quests that we've been planning for them may not even be necessary. You know, when people hear of what has happened here at Camelot, well, they may lay down their arms and come of their own free will. You know, it's possible that no one will bear arms at all anymore, that there finally will be peace. All borders will disappear, and that all the things that I dreamed. Excalibur!
the invested knights of the Round Table, of Brackley, Colgrevens. Of Winchester, Blyant. Of Wales, Gwilliam. Of Joyous Guard, Lancelot du Lac.
Resolved. Proposition. If I could choose from every woman who breathes on this earth, the face that I would most love, the smile, the touch, the heart, the laugh, the soul itself, every feature and detail down to the smallest strand of hair, they would all be Jenny's. Proposition. If I could choose from every man who breathes on this earth, a man for my brother and a man for my son, a man for my friend, they would all be Lance. I love them. I love them, and they answer me again with pain and torment. Be it sin or not sin, they betray me in their hearts, and that is far sin enough. I see it in their eyes, and I feel it when they speak, and they must pay for it and be punished. I shan't be wounded and not return it in kind. I am done with feeble hoping. I demand a man's vengeance. Proposition. I'm a king, not a man, and a civilized king. Could it possibly be civilized to destroy what I love? Could it possibly be civilized to love myself above all? And what of their pain and their torment? Can passion be selected? Do they ask for this calamity? Is there any doubt of their devotion to myself or to our table? By God, Excalibur, I shall be a king! This is the time of King Arthur, and we reach for the stars. This is the time of King Arthur, and violence is not strength, and compassion is not weakness. We are civilized. Resolved, we shall live through this together, Excalibur. They, you and I. And God have mercy on us all. They're waiting for us at the table now. Let's not delay the celebration.
au ciel en Dieu, en nom désir pour être heureux, se terre en dissesse, au ciel en Dieu. Years may come, years may go, this I know will e'er be so. The reason to live is only to love a goddess on earth and a god above.
Did you write that, Lance?
Yes.
Why do you always write about you? Why don't you ever write about me?
I can't write about you. I love you too much. Jenny, I should leave and never come back. I've said it to myself day after day, year after year. But how can I? Look at you. When would I? If ever I would leave you, it wouldn't be in summer. Seeing you in summer, I never would go. Your hair streaked with sunlight, your lips red as flame, your face with a luster that puts gold to share. But if I'd ever leave you, how could it be in autumn? How I'd leave in autumn, I never would know. I've seen how you sparkle when fall nips the air. I know you in autumn, and I must be there. And could I leave you running merrily through the snow? For on a wintry evening when you catch the fire's glow, if ever I would leave you, how could it be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so? Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you at all. If ever I would leave you, how could it be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so? Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you at Jenny, do you think Arthur knows?
Now, don't speak of it, Lance. Of course he doesn't. If he did, I wouldn't want to live, and neither would you.
No, he couldn't know. As much as Arthur loves us, not even he could.
Is it time to go, Lady Anne?
Yes, milady.
I have a thrilling engagement this afternoon, Lancelot. I'm giving prizes at the carriage show. Oh, I can't wait to see who wins.
I have the list of the winners, milady.
Oh, lovely! The Aberdeen a change. I'm so pleased for him. He's been trying so hard. He's been losing the shorthorns for years. Thank you for waiting with me, Lancelot.
Thank you for allowing me, milady.
Camelot. Ah, me. The chain of wedlock is so heavy that it takes two to carry it. Sometimes three. You poor things. Perhaps we can arrange a little rendezvous for you.
Lance? Lance, I have it solved. I thought that Lance was here, Pelly.
He just left, Your Majesty. He was here with the Queen.
How dare you interrupt these grounds unannounced? You're not a member of this court.
Ah, but I was announced, my lord. Did the Chamberlain not say there was a young man from Scotland who wished to bring you greetings?
And were you not informed all visitors return tomorrow afternoon?
I shall be busy tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, by Jove, what impertinence. He shall be taught a lesson.
Keep away! Don't touch me! I'm unarmed.
Call the guard, Pelly, and have this young ass thrown out.
That's not a very kind way to treat the son of Queen Morgas. Yes, Your Majesty. I am Mordred.
Wait, Pelly. Mordred?
Your Majesty.
Leave us alone, Pellinor.
I shall be waiting nearby if you need me, Arthur.
I bring you greetings, Your Majesty, from Queen Morgas and King Lot.
I trust your mother is well, Mordred.
The Queen is splendid, thank you. As witchy as ever. Still beautiful, which of course she would be with all her magic and sorcery. I've been wandering about the castle. I hope you don't mind. It's quite grand, really. I like the way you've mixed English with French. Very tasteful.
And King Lot?
The king? Never happier. He was so delighted I left. You know what he did to me once? Mother had a youth potion that took off 10 years. When I was 9, he gave it to me to make me -1. I kept asking Mother why he disliked me so.
What brings you to Camelot, Mordred?
A desire of blood, Your Majesty. I have quite a family here, you know. My dear aunt, Morgan Le Fay, whom I've never seen.
Nor has anyone else. She and her court live in a castle which is quite invisible. It seems hardly enough reason for such a long journey.
And there's you, Your Majesty. As I was saying, I kept asking Mother why the king despised me so. And one day, not long ago, she told me the marvelous news. He's not my father. How once, when she was visiting England, she met an attractive lad named Arthur, invited him to her room, and bewitched him for the night. Is that the way the story goes, Your Majesty?
Yes, that's the way the story goes, Mordred.
And you can imagine her surprise later when he became the king of all England.
Very well, Mordred, now you are here. What are your plans?
That's for you to decide, Your Majesty.
Very well. Then I shall tell you what I offer, what I wish, what I suggest. That you stay here and become a knight of the Round Table. You have youth brains and a proper heritage. Much could be done if you apply yourself.
How generous of you, Your Majesty. I could think of nothing that would please me more than to gain your confidence.
Yes, I'm certain of that. And I shall be watching carefully, Mordred. Very carefully, to see that you deserve it. Now, tonight you will have supper with the Queen and me, and we shall try to get to know each other better, and then tomorrow your training will begin. But I must warn you, Mordred, no favoritism will be shown. You must earn the right to knighthood by virtue and proper deeds.
I shall try, Your Majesty.
The adage, blood is thicker than water, was invented by undeserving relatives.
Virtue and proper deeds, Your Majesty. Like what? Courage, my lord? Purity and humility, my liege? Diligence, charity, honesty, fidelity? The 7 deadly virtues? No, thank you, Your Majesty. The 7 deadly virtues, those ghastly little traps. Oh no, my lord, they weren't meant for me. The 7 deadly virtues that made for other chaps. Love a life of failure and ennui. Take courage. Now there's a sport. An invitation to the stake to rigor mort. And purity. A noble Futility means to be hurt. It's not the earth the meek inherit, it's the dirt. Honesty is fatal and should be taboo. Diligence, a fate I would hate. If charity means giving, I give it to you. And fidelity is only for your mate. You'll never find a virtue on statusing my quo, or making my Beelzebubble burst. Let others take the high road, I will take the low. I cannot wait to rush in where angels fear to go. With all those 7 deadly virtues, free and happy little me has not been cursed.
Oh, Jenny, I feel old.
Nonsense, dear.
No, it's true. I was thinking about it this morning. I walked briskly as ever to my study and arrived much later than I had expected. The days seem longer, the nights seem shorter, and my horse seems higher.
Well, you don't get enough fresh air, Arthur. You spend far too much time in your precious civil court.
Well, I can't help it, though, love. I only mean to stay for a moment, but I've become positively transfixed. Not because I'm proud of it, which I am, but because it's so exciting. You see, before, when disputes were settled by physical combat, I could tell at a glance which would be the victor just because who was the better swordsman. But now, with a jury and a judge, well, you never know until you hear the verdict. It's positively riveting.
Well, I know it is, but I do worry about the jury, Arthur. They don't know the parties involved. They don't really care who wins.
Oh, yes, of course they do.
Are you sure it's wise to trust decisions to people so impartial?
But that's the point.
Arthur? Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Pelly.
Damn it, Arthur! Forgive me, damn it. But damn it, Arthur! I've just left the fellows downstairs and I can't stand it any longer. Yours miserable has got to speak up.
What about what, Pelly?
About what? Not about what? About who? What? About Mordred, that's what.
Oh, please, Pelly. Let's not talk about Mordred. This is the first night in a month he's not coming for dinner. And I feel as if I were going to a party.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I must. Arthur, you have to face it. You have sired a skunk. And to make matters worse, you set him loose in your own court to smell things up. Have you any idea of the foul things he's saying and doing?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do you? Are you aware of the skunky ways stirring up the knights?
Yes, he's preying on their provincialism and making them yearn for their own lands.
Oh, you know that. But when he disappears every afternoon, have you any idea where he's going?
He's searching the forest for his Aunt Morgan Le Fay.
You know that too. But I'll wager you don't know what he's saying about chivalry.
Oh, yes, he's mocking it with vulgar limericks.
You know all that?
Yes, I do, and I know why. He means to destroy me and those I love, and make his inheritance come faster.
Then why, in the holy name of heaven, Arthur, don't you stop him? Arthur, you've simply got to stop thinking thoughts and think of something.
Arthur, is this true?
Yes, it is. But we practice civil law now, and we cannot take the law back into our own hands. Talking is not a crime, Pelly, nor is walking in the woods. When he violates the law shall deal with him.
Do you mean to say, Arthur, that a chap has to wait until he's killed before he can attack?
Pelly, I'm afraid I have no answer for that.
You know, Arthur, I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but what you need is a new idea.
And one will be found, Pelly. You shall see.
I hope so, ma'am. I hope so. You know, I'm terribly worried. You know, ma'am, in many ways, chasing the beast is much easier than living with people. Well, it's true when you're questing, the winter chills you and the summer scorches, the wind blows you about a bit and the rain drenches. But it's orderly. You can count on it. And they never all get together and do it to you at the same time. But people, I'm not referring to you, ma'am, or to you, Arthur, your special people. That's why I stay on, I suppose.
I tell you what, Pelly, I could do with some fresh air. What do you say that we get away from people tomorrow and go partridge shooting?
Arthur, that's the best suggestion you've made yet. Oh, by Jove, I'd love that. Fresh air, green fields. Oh, coming, man. Just the boys. Well, good night, ma'am. Arthur, you bring the bows and arrows, and I'll bring the sandwiches.
Arthur, I hope you suffer no guilt about Mordred. Oh, I feel nothing about him, and neither should you. God knows you're not the first king to have one of those things running around.
No. No, I do feel nothing for him. And there's no getting around the fact that he is an appalling specimen.
Amen. Oh, the one thing I will say for him, though, is that he's bound to marry well. Everybody's above him.
Yes. And yet there he is. Even if he were banished, he would remain a constant menace to the throne. And to us. Jenny, don't you wish that you'd never been born a queen?
Oh, occasionally. It's never being alone that bothers me most. Do you know I've never been without someone around me in my entire life? Neither at Camelot or Camelot. I mean completely, totally, solitarily alone. Oh, sometimes I wish the castle were empty. Everyone gone. No one here but me. Do you know what I do? I would bolt every door. I would lock every window. I would take off all my clothes and run stark naked from room to room. I would go into the kitchen, naked, prepare my own meals, naked. Oh, and I'd go do some embroidery, naked. And then, yes, and then I would put on my crown, naked. And when I passed by Mia, I would stop and say, well, hello, Jenny, old thing. Nice to see you. No. But I must say, on the whole, being a queen can be
Can be what?
a weary load. Oh, that dreadful boy. One more added burden we can quite well do without.
Yes, but a burden that we cannot escape.
Royalty never can. Why is that, Arthur? Other people do. They seem to have ways and means of finding respite. What do they do? Farmers, cooks, blacksmiths. What do the simple folk do to help them escape when they are blue? The shepherd who is ailing, the milkmaid who is glum, the cobbler who is wailing from nailing his thumb. When they are beset and besieged, the folk not noblessly obliged. However do they manage to shed their weary lot? What do simple folk do? We do not.
I have been informed by those who know them well, they find relief in quite a clever way. When they're sorely pressed, they whistle for a spell, and whistling seems to brighten up their day. And that's what simple folk do. So they say.
They whistle.
So they say.
What else do the simple folk do to perk up the heart and get through? The weak folk and the grown folk who wander to and fro have ways known to their own folk we grown folk don't know. When all the doldrums begin, what keeps each of them in peace? What ancient native custom provides needed glue? What do simple folk do you know?
Once upon the road, I came upon a lad singing in a voice 3 times his size. When I asked him why, he told me he was sad, and singing always helped his spirits rise. So that's what simple folk do. I surmise.
They say,
I surmise.
arise, my love.
Arise, my love, the polo's light in the skies, my love. The meadow shines with columbine and daffodils blossom away. If these is called to one and all, come taste delight while you may. The world is bright and all is right and life is merry and gay.
What else do the simple folk do? They must have a system or two. They obviously outshine us at turning tears to mirth, have tricks of royal highness, is minus the birth
they're completely uncontrolled. Soon the mind is blank, and all are in a trance, a violent trance astounding to behold. And that's what simple folk do, so I'm told.
What else do the simple folk do to help them escape when they're blue?
They sit around and wonder what royal folk would do. Yes, that's what simple folk do.
Oh, no, really?
I have it on the best authority. Yes, that's what simple folk do.
Morgan Le Fay! Morgan Le Fay! Sister of my mother, it is I, Mordred, who comes to visit you. Can you hear me, dear aunt? Am I near your invisible castle? Am I, dear Morgan? Dear, sweet Aunt Morgan? Dear, sweet Queen Aunt Morgan? Can you not hear me?
Go away, Mordred, go away. You are a nasty little boy, and I'm told you become an even nastier little man.
I beseech you, your majesty, give me a moment of your time.
Not now, Mordred. I'm eating my dinner and shan't be finished till tomorrow.
What a pity. I have chocolates.
Chocolates? You say you have chocolates?
Hard candies and caramels.
Hard candies and caramels?
Cherry creams with soft centers.
Cherry creams with soft centers? Don't move, my darling nephew. Your darling aunt is on her way. Court!
Your Majesty.
Arise, Mordred, and give me the candy.
I have your candy, dear aunt. Baskets and baskets in sugary profusion. But first, let us discuss what you shall do for me.
I shall do nothing for you. Nothing at all. Why should I do anything for anyone? I have all I want of life. Passionate afternoons, gluttonous nights, and slovenly mornings.
Very well, then.
Give me my candy, or I shall go home and continue eating my dining room.
Eating your dining room?
And why not? My chairs are made of vegetables, my table's made of cheese, and my doors are made of gingerbread.
And the floor?
Roast beef, wall to wall. But candy I never get, so I desire it most of all.
Then why should you be denied it when all I ask to play is a prank on King Arthur?
King Arthur? Oh, what? I used to watch him from my invisible window out walking with Merlin. He was a dear little boy. No, I don't wish to harm him.
No harm?
You're the son of a wicked mother, Mordred, and I know you're up to mischief.
No mischief at all. Just a delicious little game that will amuse you. Arthur is out hunting. Lure him to your forest and detain him for the night.
Detain him for the night? No, such games are for the afternoon. At night I eat, and I grow more ravenous every second.
Please, dear aunt, make him drowsy and build a wall around him. The invisible kind you do so well.
How do you know I build invisible walls?
Mummy told me. Please, dear aunt.
No, I will not harm little Wart. Court? Farewell, nasty Mordred.
Enough candy I'll bring to furnish a new wing. Masses and masses of gummy molasses. Fudge by the van. Fresh marzipan. All yours it will be if you'll build me a wee little wall.
Do you promise, you devil, it's all on the level?
I solemnly swear it's a harmless affair.
On your honor, dear lad?
Honor, you're mad.
Ye gods, but you're low. The answer is no, and that's all.
A basket or two of marshmallow goo. A licorice stick that takes 2 years to lick.
Where's the king? Bring the king. I'll build him a wall 3 and 7 feet tall. I'll hurry his mix of invisible bricks.
Oh, queen, you're a joy.
Be gone, nasty boy.
Arthur, where's the bird? You hit it? I saw it. Now, where did it go?
Well, strange, Pelly. I don't remember a forest being here. I used to play in this valley when I was a boy, but it was a meadow then. There were no trees.
Nature, old boy. Things pop up, you know. Now, where's that bird?
It's awfully quiet, don't you think? Not a leaf rustling, not a whisper in the wind. Makes one rather drowsy. Would you, care to rest for a bit?
Oh, no, thanks, old man. I want to find that bird, what? I mean, you hit a bird with an arrow, it should fall down like a gentleman. Well, unless it's a ladybird. I just don't understand the modern bird. No discipline in the nest.
Merlin. Merlin, do you remember when I was a boy and we used to walk this valley together? Do you know what I miss most about those days? Not my youth. My innocence.
My innocence.
Arthur, the bird's hopeless. Let's push on.
What's happened? Where am I? What time is it? Pelly, we must get back to the castle immediately. I have strange feelings.
If you wish, just follow me. I say, how are things going on down there, Arthur?
Good God. There's something here.
I say, old chap, are you coming or aren't you?
I'm trapped. Can't you see that I'm trapped?
Arthur, who are you waving at? Oh. Something here feels like a wall.
It is a wall.
How did it get here? Where did it come from?
Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay, is this your sorcery? Pelly, run back to the castle immediately. Find Lance, find Jenny, tell them to be careful.
You know
Pelly, do as I tell you!
Yes.
Morgan Le Fay! Morgan Le Fay! Morgan Le Fay!
Then what reason have you to raise arms against each other?
Stay out of this, Lancelot.
He insulted my homeland.
If he wants a fight, I'll give him a bellyful.
Come, my lords. Are you drunk or mad? How can you fight here at this late hour while the castle is sleeping? The king will hear you. I beg you no more of this.
I thought the king was away for the night.
The king is away. I just left him at his hunting lodge. He's decided to spend the night.
Has the queen
been informed that the king will be away for the night? Yes, Lancelot. I felt it was my duty.
Then I shall bid you good night. And gentlemen, for goodness sake, try to remember that you are gentlemen.
And gentlemen, for goodness sake, try to remember that you are gentlemen.
For goodness sake.
I'm sick of goodness.
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 Fie on goodness!
Fie on goodness. Fie. 8 years of kindness to your neighbor, making sure that the meek are treated well. 8 years of philanthropic labor, tearing down Dell. Gather is hell. Oh, fie on goodness. Fie. It's been depressing all the way. Derry down, and getting glummer every day. Derry down. But to burn a little town or slay a dozen men, anything to laugh again. Oh, fie on goodness. Fie.
When I think of the rollicking pleasures that earlier filled my life,
La-li-lo, la-li-lo.
the night I beheaded a man who was beating his naked wife.
Lally-lo, lally-lo.
I can still hear his widow say, oh, never moving from where she lay. Tell me, what can I do? I beg, sir, of you, your kindness to repay.
Oh, fie on goodness, fie! Fie on goodness, fie! Lechery and vice have been arrested. Not a maiden is ever more in threat. Virgins can wander unmolested. Lolly-lo, let candles a sweat. Oh, fie on goodness, fie! Fie, 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 fie!
We rode in golden Scotland, not a law was there obeyed. And with open ball in Scotland, we grabbed any passing maid. All my heart is still in Scotland, where the lassies rule the best. Yes, my heart is still in Scotland, stroking someone's body.
Fie on Scotland, fie! Fie on Scotland, fie! No one repents for any sin now. Every soul is immaculate and trim. No one is covered with chagrin now. Naughty no, merry no, but it's grim. Oh, fie on goodness, fie! Fie, fie, fie! There's not a folly to deplore. Derry down, Derry down. Confession Sunday is a bore. Derry down, Derry down. But to spend a tortured evening staring at the floor, guilty and alive once more.
You! The name is Mordred, and I'd remember it if I were you.
Well, I'm not you, and I intend to forget it. Just what are you up to?
Up to? Why, my lord, I've been exploring some fascinating new aspects of goodness with the knights.
Good. I doubt that. Where's Lancelot?
Lancelot? Now, where would you expect to find Lancelot at this hour?
I'm asking you.
Have you looked in the chapel?
Oh, that's not a bad suggestion coming from you. Has the Queen retired for the night?
That, my lord, is an iffy question.
Now look here, Morbid, or whatever your name is. I don't know what slushes through that swampy little mind of yours, but while the king is away, I am in charge of this palace, and I am not a believer in all this civil law nonsense. You make one false move and you'll face the jury in 2 sections, what? Carry the head in myself. Gladly. Oh, wouldn't I love that? You medieval delinquent.
Eleanor, in a little while, I shall be in charge of this palace. And I'm no believer in all this civil law nonsense either. Gentlemen, delicious little rumors are skipping about these days.
Rumors? Such as what?
Such as the round table's not round. It's a triangle.
Quiet, you fool.
Such as treason tiptoes amongst us.
Treason?
Yes, treason. Within these walls, at this very hour, treason cries out for justice. Our kind of justice. Now, are you with me, gentlemen? Or do you prefer sitting around a table like tired old men, talking and talking and talking?
There's not a folly to deplore. Derry down, Derry down. Confession Sunday is a bore. Derry down, Derry down. But to spend a tortured evening staring at the floor, guilty and alive once more. Oh, fie on virtue, fie! Fie on mercy, fie! Fie on justice, fie on goodness, fie, 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 fie,
Jenny, I was in the yard. I couldn't sleep. I saw the light in your window. I knew you were alone. Jenny, I tried to stay away. I tried, Jenny, but
Did anyone see you?
no one. The castle is dark. I was careful. Jenny, don't be afraid.
Oh, but I am afraid.
Jenny, I swear no one saw me enter. There's nothing to fear. Arthur won't be back until... Forgive me, Jenny.
We are not alone, are we, Lance?
We are. We are.
No, we're not. Oh, here you are with your arms around me, and the first thing you can think of is him.
But you love me, Jenny.
Of course I do. And I always shall. Night after night I've thought of you here and wished for it with all my being. And now we're less alone than ever.
But why?
Well, now that the people are gone, can't you see the shadows between us? It's wider than the sea. It fills the room. Maybe it would have been better if we'd never said a word to each other at all.
Jenny, it's because we're here in Camelot, that everything is so wretched.
No, Lance.
Jenny, come away with me to joyous God. Let us have it open and above board at last.
Lance, I have told you 1,000 times I will never leave Arthur, ever. Now let us say no more about it.
But this agonizing torment, day after day, year after year. Would God I had your talent for acceptance, your invincible English calm.
Oh, the insensitivity of sensitive men. Always suffering so much they can suffer nothing for others. Do you think you're the only one in torment? I am just as tortured, just as anguished as you. But what would you have us do to this man we both love? Run away? Leave him? Make him publicly miserable? Force him to declare war on you, while either one of you, if not both, would be killed? What sort of heartbreaking solution is that?
Forgive me, Jenny. I shall never mention it again. I swear. Nor shall I ever come to you again. I swear that too.
Lance, have we no more tender words to say to one another? The silence
Lancelot, don't touch your dagger. I accuse you both of treason and order you to stand trial for your crime. Surrender in the name of the king.
If I escape, I shall come and rescue you. If I am killed, send word to joyous God. Someone will come.
Down the hall, to the yard, to the wall, slashing fiercely left and right. Let's escape them and to flight. On a day dark and drear, came to trial Guinevere. Ruled the jury for her shame. She be sentenced to the flame as the dawn filled the sky. On the day she would die, there was wonder far and near. Would the king burn Guinevere? The king let her die. Would the king let her die? There was wonder far and near. Would the king burn Guinevere?
What a magnificent dilemma. Let her die, your life is over. Let her live, your life's a fraud. Now which will it be, Arthur? Do you kill the queen or kill the law?
The jury has ruled. Let justice be done.
She must burn, she must burn. So the king, she must burn. And the moment now was here for the end of Guinevere.
Slow her walk on her head, to the stage she was led.
The queen is at the stake, your majesty. Shall I signal the torch? Your majesty. Your majesty. In his dreams so alone, from the king came a moan.
I can't let her die.
Well, you're human after all. Human and helpless.
And suddenly earth and sky were dazed by pounding roar. And suddenly through the dawn an army began to pour. And lo, ahead the army holding aloft his spear came Lancelot to save his dear Guinevere.
Let's come and save her.
Shall I signal the torch, your majesty?
Arthur, an army from Troy's guard is storming the gates. Shall I double the guard? Arthur, you're inviting a massacre!
Save her, Lance, save her!
By the sword of the dead, as the yard turns to red, countless numbers held his spear as he rescued Guinevere.
Oh, sweet heaven, what a sight! Can you see it from there, Arthur? Can you see your goodly Lancelot murdering your goodly knights? Your table is cracking, Arthur. Can you hear the timbers split?
Merlin, make me a hawk. Let me fly away from here.
What a failure you are, Arthur. How did you think you could survive without being as ruthless as I?
Most of the guard is killed, Arthur, and over 80 knights. They're heading for the channel. I'll make ready the army to follow. Arthur, we want revenge!
Oh God, is it to stop now? Is my almighty fling at peace to be ending so soon? Am I back when I began? Am I?
Guinevere,
Jenny, he's here.
Was either of you injured in the escape?
Untouched, Arthur.
Arthur, we want to return with you to England. No matter what the cost, we must try to put things right.
This war will do horrible harm to the table, Arthur. We must stop it now before it grows.
Let us pay for what we've done.
At the stake? No, I will not take you back. I shan't let you return. For what price? Justice! They've forgotten justice. They want revenge. Revenge, that most worthless of causes. It's no use, Lance. The table is dead. It exists no more.
What?
Over half the knights were killed in the yard. Mordred has fled to Orkney, taking some of them with him, I suppose, to organize an army against me. The rest are in their tents, itching for dawn, cheerful to be at war. It's the old uncivilized days all over again, Lance. Those dreadful days we sought to put to sleep forever.
It's your wish, Arthur, that this dread battle go on?
No, it is not my wish, Lance, but I can think no more of what to do but to ride the tide of events. What a blank thinking is. The charade is about to begin. You must go back to Joyous Guard.
Jenny is not at Joyous Guard, Arthur. She stays with the Holy Sisters. Is there nothing to be done?
Nothing but to play out the game and leave the decisions to God. Now go. You must go too, Jenny.
I know. So often in the past, Arthur, I would look up into your eyes and there I would find forgiveness. Perhaps one day in the future I'll be there again. But I won't be with you. I won't see it. Oh, Arthur. Arthur, I see what I wanted to see.
Goodbye, my love. My dearest love. Who's there? Who's there? Come out, I say.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. I was searching for the Sergeant of Arms and got lost. I didn't wish to disturb you.
Who are you, boy? Where did you come from? You ought to be in bed. Are you a page?
I stowed away on one of the boats, Your Majesty. I came to fight for the Round Table. I am very good with a bow.
Oh. And do you think that you will kill people with this bow of yours?
Oh, yes, my lord. A great many, I hope.
And suppose they kill you first.
Then I shall be dead, my lord.
Oh.
But I don't intend to be dead. I intend to be a knight.
A knight?
Yes, my lord, of the Round Table.
But what do you think you know about this non-existent career of yours? Was your village protected by knights when you were a small boy? Was your mother saved by a knight? Did your father serve a knight?
Oh, no, my lord. I had never seen a knight until I stowed away. I only know of them, the stories people tell.
From the stories people tell, you wish to be a knight. Oh, but what do you think you know about knights in the Round Table?
I know everything, my lord. Might for right for right, justice for all. A round table where all knights would sit. Everything.
Come here, my boy. What is your name?
It's Tom, Lord.
And where is your home?
The work, Lord.
Then you listen to me, Tom of Warwick. You will not fight in this battle. Do you understand me?
Yes, Lord.
You will run behind the lines and hide in a tent until it is over. And you will return to your home in England. Active. To grow up and grow old. Do you understand me?
Yes, Lord.
And for as long as you live, you will remember what I, the king, tell you, and you will do as I command.
Yes, Lord.
Each evening from December to December, before you lay to sleep upon your cot, think back on all the tales that you remember of Camelot. Ask every person if he's heard the story. Then tell it strong and clear if he has not. That once there was a shining wisp of glory called Camelot. 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 Now say it out with love and joy.
Camelot? Camelot?
Yes, Camelot, my boy. Where once it never rained till after sundown. By 8 p.m. the morning fog had flown. Don't let it be forgot that once there was a spot for one brief shining moment that was known as Camelot. My teacher Merlin, who sometimes remembered things that haven't happened better than things that have, told me once that a few hundred years from now, it will be discovered that the world is round. Round like the table at which we sat, with such great hope and noble purpose. If you do as I ask, perhaps one day men will remember how we at Camelot went questing for right and honor and justice. Perhaps one day, men will sit round this world as we did once at our table and go questing once more for right and honor and justice.
Arthur?
Give me the sword, Penny. Kneel, Tom, kneel. With this sword, Excalibur, I knight you, Sir Tom of Warwick, and I command you to return home and carry out my orders.
Yes, Lord.
Come, Arthur, you have a battle to fight.
Battle, Penny. I won my battle. Here's my victory. What we did will be remembered. You'll see, Penny. Now run, Sir Tom, behind the lines.
Who is that?
What we all are, Penny. Less than a drop in the great blue motion of the sunlit sea. But it seems some of the drops sparkle, Penny. Some of them do sparkle. Run, boy!